90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days is coming back in September 2024, but David Dangerfield and Sheila are nowhere to be seen on the Season 8 cast list. Is it because they're acting like villains? David is a 42-year-old man from Omaha, Nebraska who fell in love with the 31-year-old single mom Sheila after meeting her on a Facebook group for deaf singles. David and Sheila were in a long-distance relationship for 2 years. However, David was suspicious of Sheila's intentions when she asked him for money and took over $3,000 from him within a year. Sheila claimed she wanted the money to repair her house, which had been damaged in a fire and then hit by a typhoon. David saw how bad the situation was when he met Sheila in B90 Season 7. There was sewage water running everywhere, and David noted that the area smelled bad. Sheila's family also acted strangely towards David when they met him. Meanwhile, Sheila was criticized for not having made the effort to learn ASL, which created communication issues between them. Regardless of the hurdles, David and Sheila get engaged in the finale. David had said he was born fully deaf. David's family did not know how it had happened. He loved playing games that took him back to his childhood, but David's childhood had not been a pleasant one. Despite everything, he was still a child at heart. He lived a simple life in Omaha, where he worked at a grocery store stocking shelves and did some cleaning work at a casino. He liked working there because he thought it was interesting seeing all the people having a good time until they lost their money. David was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to an all-hearing family. Growing up being the only hearing-impaired person in an all-hearing family was difficult for David. It was very hard for him to communicate with his parents. "They sent me away to a deaf school," he explained. It's there that he learned the sign language. It was a boarding school, and the people there felt like family to him. He graduated at 20 years old. But once he graduated, he had to interact with hearing people in the real world, which made him feel frustrated since most people don't know ASL. "Some people make fun of me or make me think I'm helpless." David was in a relationship with a hearing-impaired woman 6 years ago who made him feel less alone. However, they broke up because she cheated on David. Meeting Sheila on a Facebook group gave David hope. He visited Sheila in the Philippines and was shocked at the state of Sheila's house. As David tried to deal with Sheila's heart-wrenching living situation, he also watched Sheila mourning the loss of her mom, who died within 24 hours of meeting David for the first time by falling off the poorly nailed stairs in their house. Sheila wanted David to pay for the repairs of her house after the accident. However, David couldn't afford it and thought Sheila was using him for money. Still, David had grown close to Sheila and her son, John Ryle. He promised to bring them both to the U.S. with him. David proposed to Sheila at the end of his Philippines trip. During the tell-all, he revealed that he was able to fix Sheila's house and help her open a small grocery store. The couple applied for a K-1 visa, but there was going to be a lot of waiting involved. Sheila is still living in the Philippines while David flies to meet her until she can join him in Omaha. Meanwhile, both Sheila and David have gained a lot of followers on social media. Fans want to stay up to date about the couple's relationship updates, but they've recently discovered that a different side to David also exists. In December 2023, David asked his followers to choose between a Sony PlayStation 5 or Microsoft Xbox Series X, as he couldn't decide between the two. David's follower Janaraka commented, "Shouldn't you be saving for your family that's coming? Just saying." In March 2024, Sheila and David reunited for the first time since the show aired and shared several photos on Instagram to document their adventures. They went to a beach and David captioned their post, "It's beach time," as he added some #travelgram photos from the #Philippine Beach. David's followers rejoiced at the couple finally getting to see each other in person since their engagement. But some others noticed that Sheila was holding a cigarette while posing for their picture. Camboss posted, "Give up the lone darts, Sheila." In the comments, Instagram user Kristen Amfog commented, "Sheila smoking," with a puking emoji. By October 2023, David was trying to find new ways to make money and decided that he wanted to have a career in social media. David had revealed he was making $800 a week when Sheila had asked him for $1,725.15 to fix her house. He was impressed by the engagement he was getting on his IG posts and admitted he hoped to get new jobs at social media soon in a post before he deleted it. Fans had advised David to teach ASL and make it his niche, but David has not taken any steps in that direction yet. David challenged Big Ed to a fight in April 2024 through Instagram. He wrote that he was better than Big Ed because he had a mad love of Sheila and accused Big Ed of being not nice to people in Philippines, perhaps referring to Big Ed's storyline with Rose Vega. He wrote he had given his address to Big Ed so the Arkansas resident could come to see him. "We will be boxing gloves emojis lol," he added. Liz Woods commented on the post and praised David by declaring he was a man who was obviously raised right. However, in May 2024, David took his hatred for Big Ed a little too far. He reposted a distasteful meme about Big Ed, which showed a picture of him captioned, "If this piece of poop emoji jumped out and tried to sell me a house, I'd run away screaming." One of the top-liked comments on David's post was by his follower Unique Designs Vidiana, who told him that while Big Ed may not be a likable person, making fun of his disability or neck is not cool. They accused David of fat-shaming Big Ed and of poking fun at his appearance. Fans had wanted David to start a GoFundMe in August 2024 so they could donate some money towards rebuilding Sheila's house. At the time, David claimed he couldn't do it because he can't afford to pay tax or IRS. However, in January 2024, David started asking his fans for assistance by sharing a GoFundMe to raise funds to buy a home for him and Sheila in the U.S. David wrote that his salary alone was not enough for him to purchase a good home. David is trying to raise $150,000 and has already made over $15,000 through donations. The pinned post on David's Instagram is seeing a lot of negative comments from his followers. Users Dilek wrote, "I do not agree with GoFundMe unless health or emergency situation," and said David should be grateful that she's earning a living by making cameos and through his job rather than asking for donations. Meanwhile, Fihintop commented, "People should contribute to help you buy a house because you're on TEV and met a woman online. The entitlement is wild." The 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days viewer labeled David's behavior as tasteless and disappointing.